Yes, sirree. Bobtail Rooster. It is back to Ireland. It's back to the blends as we sample this very new, fresh off the distillery presses, as it were, Slane Irish Whiskey Triple Cast. That's right, Slane. Not slain as in what would probably be happening to me should I ever actually go to Ireland if they see any of my Irish whiskey videos. It's a different kind of slain, as I'm sure you will discover in just a few moments. Yes, that's right, Slane. I do believe this is also mentioned in that legendary Shakespeare play, Twelfth Night. Come away, death, and in sad Cyprus, let me be slain. No, wait a minute, that's the other Slane. See, they're gonna kill me when I finally get over there. They're gonna rip me to pieces. So, what's it all about, eh? This new Slane whiskey, Slane. It's actually a new expression devised by the Brown Forman Group. Now, while the Brown Forman Group is, yes, in Louisville, Tennessee, is it Louisville or Louisville? Answers on a postcard, please. I know it's one of the two. They have appropriated a number of distilleries, both in Scotland and Ireland. So one assumes that they now can create this crafty little blend, and they've crafted it blendfully in a crafty way. The actual name Slane, which I have been butchering, comes from Slane Castle in Ireland, near Dublin. The castle is currently owned by the regional toffs or landed gentry, or the people who look like they're always smelling something nasty, the rich guys, the Conyngham family. So let us turn around, have a look-see at the bottle, and see what we are dealing with. Nestled, I like a bit of nestling. Nestled deep within the idyllic Boyne Valley, on the legendary grounds of Slane Castle, Slane Distillery brings you a whiskey that bears our village's iconic name. Slane. Yeah, so I'm very curious to see what this is going to be like. I haven't had too many Irish blends. I think I've only ever had the Tullamore Dew, just their entry level Tullamore Dew, the non-aged one. So this will be an interesting journey for me. I don't mean Lord of the Rings. I'm going to drink some whiskey. No cork, screw cap, so there will be no cork nosing. And so, the whiskey details. We are dealing with an Irish blend. It is your standard 40% ABV. Now, it says triple casked. What does this mean? Well, it's been matured in 3 different kinds of casks, basically. It's been matured in virgin oak casks. It's been matured in former Tennessee whiskey / bourbon casks. They're not telling you how many refills that has undergone. So the fact that it's been let out usually means probably we're looking at more than 2. And also some Oloroso sherry casks. And there, I've just explained it succinctly. Here's hoping that this blend is some good crack. The Irish crack, I'm sniffing with it, Oh, it's very, very sweet, very vanilla-y. It's kind of almost like a melons and bananas. Oh, I don't want to say sugary, because sugary, you might think, well, isn't that just sweetness? But it's kind of like that sugary stuff they put on the top of cakes sometimes. I don't know what to call that. It's a very, very mild spices. It's actually quite an inviting nose. So for those of you out there who are peat fans, you're not going to get that here. There is no peat. It's very light. It's very fruity. It's very but it is very inviting. The flavors really match up with the nosing profile. I'm getting that sweetness. I'm almost kind of getting that kind of light colored icing sugary taste. I'm getting the bananas and the melons, a bit of cloves in the taste. On the second taste, I'm getting some lighter spices, some very light caramelly toffee, leaning more towards caramel. Oh no, sorry, leaning more towards toffee than caramel, and just a hint of raisins. It's not very strong, but it is there. It's quite nice. So it's a very short finish. It doesn't stay on the palate for very long at all. But I am getting that fruits, that melony taste. And just at the end, actually, just at the very, very end, you're just getting a little bit of bitterness. Not that, and it does kind of, in my opinion, it is that bitterness from a very highly reused grain whiskey casks. But I can't say for sure, but that would be my guess. Yeah, but it's not. It's not a deal breaker. I'll say that it's not a deal breaker. It is quite nice. It's quite it's quite inoffensive. So the Slane Irish Whiskey Triple Cask. What does he think? What does JDC opine about this little gem? It's actually not too bad. I mean, the nose is very, very inviting. It does remind me a lot of those cakes that you can buy at the Shingle Inn. I don't know if you have those in other countries, but here in Australia we have like a cake shop kind of chain, and they always have those cakes at the front, and you can see them with that sort of white icing on the top. I think of that as I drink this. Now that's not a very Vin PF of No Nonsense Whiskey is probably like clucking his tongue at that, but I can't think of any other way to describe it. And that's kind of what I feel, and that's not unpleasant. You know, that's not the worst thing to be going through your mind while you're sipping on an Irish whiskey. It is a little bit lightweight, and there is that little hint of bitterness at the end. But other than that, I didn't mind this actually. I think this is a fairly good blend, and especially for its price point. Well, I hope you enjoyed that review. I certainly did, and hopefully Irish customs aren't going to block my entry if I ever try to visit the Emerald Land. If you have enjoyed this review, please do consider subscribing. That gives me a big boost and helps me soar like an eagle, to quote someone who wrote a song about soaring like an eagle. And I look forward to tasting more whiskies for more of you salty dogs more of the time very, very soon.